just say me and you there for this job.
No, sir, I don't know the president. I thought it was that side.
Well, let me, since you started with value, I will make comment on it. Let me tell you, you first have to look at the people that are here with you. To have served, have served. And you can check the background and everything. You've never anybody tell you that just as minister for 5 years short took money they used to build an airport. So this money, because I can tell anybody, you can call me name on anything, but you will say when I was in charge of Anambra State, their money was wasted. Nobody have said to her, they found billions in his house. You understand? So that's where you start. You know, you could see the team the movie around with. Imagine them guiding with their experience. We're not going to do that. And then coming to what you said about governor different, other set of people different. Once the head is right, you can start changing and doing the rest. Governor, I with member house, my person. And you know, and people ask me why were you impeached? I'll always tell them that I was a driver carrying passengers that have since passed their destination. I was going to a better place, but they passed where they used to be. So they wanted to stop. When I couldn't stop, the best thing is to throw away the driver. Once they realized where I was going, they became my partner. They could see it. And that's what required Nigeria. It is not easy to do what we are doing today. Because the presidential candidates have called you people like, where would they even have time for you in the morning? And to add, they're just a tool for the day of election to give to 2,000 and you vote and go home. They have increased it to 5,000. That's what they say. And then you will have job, like you say. So, but part center for values, me too at the learn. So I want to contribute to this value proposition. And any of the ministers.
Well, thank you. Contribute to this very central subject. But I want to start with blessing because my heart was blessed with blessing comment. You know, as a student leader, now all this thing about students being so distant is new in Nigeria. And let me explain. You know, when Macron was elected president of France at 39, I got a call, a remarkable, surprising call from a retired general called Alani Akinade. Those of us who know Nigerian history will know he was one of Nigeria's most respected army officers. And he said to me, young people are asking, how come a 39-year-old can be elected in France and at 39 you are still applying for work in Nigeria? And I said to them that part of the problem is that we have not groomed leaders. And the beginning of the grooming of leaders is in universities. If you check the history of all these young men emerging in Europe, in Austria, he named them all. He said they started their life in the student union movement. And he said, you, Pat, when people like you, students, you were interacting with those of us who were running Nigeria. But we, and he took the responsibility, he said, we, the army, killed the union movement, and the politicians buried it. So we don't have leadership recruitment processes in our country anymore. In 19 years, the University of Nigeria to meet with a two-person in Nigeria, Aradua. That's the level of the interaction we had. I spoke this morning to President Obasanjo. I have known him since I was a student in the University of Nigeria when he was head of state at that time. So we must invest that. We must give our young people the opportunity to aspire, to engage, interact, and make decisions. I tell you, when every society is in trouble, it turns to its young. When I was leaving the United States to return in 1982 after my PhD, the American war in trepidation. President Carter economy began to slide, and Americans interviews looking for jobs that were not there. Reagan won that 1980 election. He unleashed the American spirit, and the youth of America rose. And so when I was leaving, the typical American young person will be preparing his apply for a job that was not there. When I returned on sabbatical many years later, the young senior graduate student writes his business plan and expected to be a billionaire before his 26th birthday. The youth of Internet.com revolution, and they see their country's economy. The youth of Nigeria will do that. We're relying on you to do that. All you need is good leadership, the kind that Peter Gregory Obi will offer. So, let's return to values. You know, values shape human progress. The thing that we don't think about enough is the long term. We are so this moment. Let me collect that naira and put it in my pocket. So you're going to look for a job in a you pay 1 million naira. The person who giving you that job is, boy, I'm happy, I've hit. But you know what? Because that person is not the kind of person who should be in that position, they will do things that will make their cousins poorer. Values determine whether we go from consumption to production. Because production is about values anyway. The work ethic. Somebody who does that work produces the does not know about investing, being reaping. Yes, to be able to just and so to see what it comes down to testing who abuses the student. It comes down everything falls around that scale. If it's doing the right thing, getting the output, see how society. Today, very few people want to invest here. Jobs are created when capital comes in and gets, but Nigeria is not on the scale for most countries because people are not sure that if there's a dispute in Nigeria, they will get the result in the courts. People are not sure that if they come to Nigeria, some government policy will not change overnight with their investments. So at the heart of everything are your values. To build a society that recognizes values shape human progress. If we can build a society, there will be opportunity for everybody there and actually make progress.
You see, about all of us learning like values. He does everything. You talking about unemployment. Somebody talked about billions being owed. Right? Let me tell you, every of the world owes. Every country of the world. 10 many countries you think are doing very well. Eh? Norway. China. Singapore. We have 4 now. We have 4. The 4 we have are those China, Norway, Singapore, United States, But listen, United States is the biggest economy in the world. In terms of what we call GDP, about 23, call it trillion economy. Might up to 25 now. But United owes 90 up nearly 90%, if not more, of GDP as debt. For you, in a measure of what you call per capita, which is real measure of, call it wealth, United States average per capita is about $50,000. They're doing well, but look at the amount they're owing. Second country you called is Norway. Very fantastic country. Norway has the highest amount of wealth. Yes, oh, 40 to 50% of the GDP as debt. Singapore, fantastic country. They owe 130% of their GDP as debt. That is, if they have one naira, they're owing one naira 30 kobo. If their GDP is one naira, they're owing one naira 30 kobo. Which other country now? China and Japan. China is the second biggest economy, owes about 50% of the GDP. And then Japan owes 50%. Japan GDP, they're owing 2 naira 30 kobo. What is the difference for production? Increase your value. When you buy for consumption, you're finished. Same. You ask that question. You ask that question. Stand up. Stand up. He borrowed, he's worth 1 naira and you're worth 1 naira. He borrowed 1 naira and invested it. So his net worth now is now 2 naira. You borrowed 1 naira and use it for more food. I finished. So your worth is now still 1 naira. Eh? Thank you. Because you now owe 1 naira. When debt must come, you can't pay. That's the problem of Nigeria. We are now using a huge chunk of our revenue service for money borrowed that is in our hand. Otherwise, there's nothing bad about borrowing. Borrowing is a method in which businesses have survived all over the world. And if you borrow for right reasons, you will increase your charge. Japan, that is owing 230% of their economy, everybody know where they borrowed money from. Do financial meltdown and it was difficult. Japan borrowed money to save its economy by investing it in Japan economy for the economy to survive. And they also have savings. Japan today owns the highest amount of US treasuries. So even if you call them and say, Oga, you go pay me today, that's something to get from pay. If you call us, because the man will hold you for neck. You don't even go anywhere, go get small giver. Japan gets place where if you hold them for neck, they'll give you small thing. We will not get. Because we don't chop. You know there anywhere. And that is the crisis you face as a country. So the consequence is that if you listen to World Bank says that next year, the federal government of Nigeria will use 123.4% of its revenue to service debts. Service, so not be to pay back. Now service, the main one day. So even all the money we will go get next year, now him will go take him. So we will not get anything again. Now finish with that. But let me tell you, emergency, when there's an accident, which is where we are now, is to stop the bleeding. And that bleeding is to stop stealing of public money, fight corruption head on, you know, deal with this sorts of theft. Also, theft, deal with the issue of subsidies, criminal gang up. When you deal with all this, you start reducing that balance. You can't have people earning huge money for doing nothing. It's unacceptable. It costs more to keep the average Nigerian in government. And I use governor to tell you because I've been a governor. It costs more to keep a Nigerian governor than keep governor of California. Why did I use California? California is the biggest state in America with about 3.6 trillion economy, which is about 400 times 9, what is it, 36. So Californian economy is about 9 to 10 times Nigerian economy, BP. To one state. And it costs more to keep their governor, keep me state when I was governor, their governor. Because if California woke up in the morning and see Kako, he will leave that day. He will not stay till the next day. If he charters plane from California to US, the plane will not land before they remove him. So that is how it is. And this is time to tell ourselves the truth. So we will borrow money. I've said it, I'm going to borrow money, but only for investment. If it's for consumption, forget it. Singapore told you now, debt. But you know the greatest in Singapore? Singapore is sustained by port operation. This port that we're talking about. This port in here. He knows, as I said to you, Singapore has no place to build a seaport again. Do you know what they're doing? They're not building a port on the sea. They now want to develop on the seaport. So they now want to go below the water and put a port for 20. Because there's no land to do the port again. So they say, okay, see here, make you go on down and put port. Here, we're here, quarreling every day with nonsense situation. People carry our money, chop, come, the answer is excellent. Thief the excellent. What do we want to end? We want to end this waste of time. Let us go and face the consequences. Governance. It doesn't cost to do the right. It's in fact actually more difficult for you to do the wrong thing. We want to bring your energy. Pat has said it. You will change the world. Those who are changing the world are like you. You might not even know you're far more intelligent than those who are changing the world. If they come to the type of school you are, they will fail. Go to me and know why. And now me, I don't go out to school. Not because I go, I just say make I know what's in there inside here. So if you say today, the good school, Harvard, I don't go there. Cambridge, I don't go there. Oxford, I don't go there. Every one of the London School of Economics, Kellogg, I don't go. Columbia, I don't go. Where I go, I say make I know what's there inside here. Where these people, when I tell you, if they come for where you learn, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then so you are more intelligent. It is now time for you to take back your country and make it work. And don't go and say, oh, part not giving you money. For is giving you money. She does not deserve it. She's supposed to be a mother. She's supposed to show love to her. The same thing is what the mother is going to show. Supposed to be a mother. It is not society. So we want to stop it. We want that girl to be able to have a job and do the right thing and do it chosen. That's why we're going around with not just fathers, with mothers who can say, Peter, you're wrong. That's not what we want to do. I was telling them when we were coming here about my last trip overseas that I went with some people who were 30, that I went with young people. So when they asked me questions, I said, make these people answer you. Now them with the fight. Now them go fight for you. Pat will tell you. One of the American greatest economy today, president today is President Clinton. It might interest you to know that those who make Clinton were their talents. Those who make were that age. Your age. Students and people in the young youth in America said this is what we want. And when they had job, they were the people who insisted they will do this, that. So, 4 questions. I don't think we're missing any. Which one?
Teachers.
You know, I don't like talking about teachers because let me tell you, without teachers, there won't be society. Teaching is a noble profession. People don't celebrate the happy here. One of the happiest people on earth is teachers. You know? Because they groom and see people. You see, Prof, that's not what is keeping him. When he looks at all of us that he has taught and everything, they celebrate it and everything. They celebrate it. They are happy with it. They are happy to look at the people, especially when you teach at the primary level. I say to people, I have 2 young people in my house. They are graduates. My daughter is a teacher, and she's always very happy when he visits our students. Now he's not teaching because I'm testing elections. So I don't want, I don't want that to be. For one reason, I can tell you she's happy teaching. It is a noble profession. And what you said is important, that we must make sure that those who teach, because people don't have a job, they now see teach as we will go teach. No, teaching is said about. This is what makes people. You see people have made like people like Diana, because so they could see people a for them, they're happy with them, everything. And I've seen it. I've gone to school to see my own daughter, and I see how students run to her and say, teacher, this, they're all jumping on top of her. They will tell her this, she will tell them this, and everything. They're very happy seeing her. She's happy seeing them. Ask the girl, why are you doing this? Oh, why is this? Why is that? And they say, oh, we went to school yesterday. What happened? They see me down the road and said, you're not coming. This is, they said, no, because of this. So it's a noble, happy profession. Unfortunately, here, you've not decided education is number 1, it's number 2, it's number 3. It's investment. I want to invest in it. And you see it happen. We're not going to teacher for what they are. Teachers are one of those things. If you have them in any, even to do boss, do everything, they have a special condition. They're well paid. Here we just take teacher. This teacher is like waiting for you. Take that professor. This is the only counselor earns more than a professor. This is the only country where we negotiate with bandits, but we can't negotiate with professors. That shows how bad it is. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. Professors and governors. Oh yeah. Now local government chairman, they control.
It's far. When I went from when I drop us, no pen on. Please, we're back. If you go on YouTube, take back Nigeria TV, help us share. You can also remember the hashtag student town hall. Please do that. Tweet answering. Yeah, you can take it. See how you push. No, we need to come to this point. We'll go back there.
Good morning, sir. My name is John. I live in the United Arab Emirates, and I'm one of the Nigerians that Nigeria has happened to, and I had to go to somewhere else. Okay, I'm one of the Nigerians that Nigerians happened to, and I had to go somewhere else for greener pastures. My problem is, I understand. I am a huge supporter of mandate. I believe in you. I am from Anambra. I saw what you did in Anambra. I saw it firsthand in Anambra. So the problem is, all of those things require money. And right now, corrupt. We have to tell our truth. An institution that gives us 80% of our revenue is the oil and gas industry. And we have a cancer in it. I'm sorry I'm taking the time. I was in Abu Dhabi where they had like an oil and gas show. Countries where companies come to showcase their latest technology. And I saw carry there and is doing here. You don't need to monitor your pipelines, and you're coming to sell what to the world. With a bunch of entourage. People just came to spend taxpayer money. And as a Nigerian, I was embarrassed. I went to the town of Saudi Aramco, that's this Kingdom of Saudi Arabia oil company, and I saw technologies. They want to monitor every pinch of oil in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I work with Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. How do I do it? Before good interpreter of NMP. I want to know what you're going to do.
He's passionate. Yes. Thank you. He's passionate. Thank you. Please listen to me. Please, your audience.
Let me tell you, my brother, the way you feel is most of us feel. The pain is too much because the pain you're going through is, this thing is not rocket science. So why is it not happening in my country? Because if it's rocket science, we say, oh, we will be able to, but we'll talk about it more. We'll share, he wouldn't tell you. Me, I will share my number with you so that we'll learn how to do it.
Thank you. Nice. Sit down, eh?
Second question.
Sit down. Go. What this thing is row by row.
The next question.
Good day, the incoming president.
Good day, Mr. Peter Obi. That will do.
My name is Mrs. Nwashukwusa State. Sir, I was a soldier joined the Nigerian Army.
This is not serious.
Yes, sir. My mother is from Anambra State.
Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Well done, sir. Sir, I was frustrated in Nigeria because of tourism. I went to school, I became a graduate so that I can be commissioned. And because people from our side love going to school, people from the other side believe in this. If you are paying them, I'm paying them. No way. Because of the tribalism in the army, I love to serve my country. That's why I joined the army. For a woman, the only child of her mother, to join Nigeria army, I paid a price. Sir. Suffered Nigeria so it's time person to talk. They will lock you in that room that you're planning mutiny. So many frustrations. And I say there is no need because if I should be in this army, I may commit something that's top and nobody. So with I came out of Nigeria army with anger because I supposed to be commissioned, but there was an embargo on it because we go to school. There was a time I wanted to delete all the graduates in Nigeria because you know in is very so you don't have any say. I'm very last order. It's a particular set. Sir, please, I'm begging you, sir. When you come in, try to do something about Nigeria army, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'm supposed 2 year, one. That's
Good morning, His Excellency, sir. Excellency, my name is Eddie Bright Chinedu, and I happen to be the National President of Traders Indigo Nigeria. Excellency, sir, my question goes in this way. Today we are talking about production and consumption, and we have challenges on areas that have to do with price of items in the market. Discovered Nigeria does not produce it. And last time I was in a toy with the former Minister of Transportation. He took me down to Apapa. Yes, to Apapa. Say, I invited you because you are the national president of trade, and we have decided to link railway from Ebimetal directly to Apapa. Dear the MD of NIMASA, MPA, and that of uh, uh, the, the, the trade sector, we are all there. And we discovered in a very few meeting that took place there, where the minister discovered that the price of clearance, the custom duties, are really at the high side. And we are crying of the price of the items in the market. As a trader or an importer, you clear their goods at a high price. Definitely, you are due to maximize profit, not to incur any loss. Sir, with what Nigeria is passing through today in this great nation, concerning, because we all aware that everybody goes to market, what are you trying to do on the area that have to do on the price of things in the market, and how to deal with the issue that have to do with the importation and the custom duty?
I think well, let's deal with there's so many hot questions now. This thing don't change. This is not even this one not even normal. We don't pass normal town hall. This one don't become choco. Me, I don't wait. We don't go from student to army. Nah, serious matter. Make we no go commit queue here. They go arrest us. But let me try to answer some of the questions. You know, let me start with the man who talked about oil. Oil man, I want you to listen to me. the man from Abu Dhabi. Let me try with you. Nigerian mainstay of income, if I'm right, what you said, is from oil. That is where the problem is. Actually, madam, just wait for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Actually, let me tell you, oil contributes less than 10% of Nigerian GDP. It will shock you. It contributes less than 10% of Nigerian GDP. However, oil is about 50% of federal government revenue and about 80% of our foreign exchange revenue. And that is where the problem is. About it going from consumption to production, that is where it lies. Abu Dhabi is not up to anything. It's a tiny country. It's not just one of the states of Nigeria. The population of Abu Dhabi, I'm sure, cannot be maybe how many? Maybe 2 million, maybe. $20 million. So Abu Dhabi will be about maximum 5 million. So it's less than River State. And in terms of lifestyle, it's less than River State. River State is about 11,000 square kilometers. So Abu Dhabi will be less. So we are not talking about, we are not comparing the same thing. Nigeria is not producing anything. That is the challenge we have as a country. We are 220 million people. 220 million people living on 923,000 square kilometers of our exports cannot be dependent on oil, which is a diminishing asset. We have room for more. We have 50%, 60% of our arable land is all cultivated. The biggest economy in America is California. California is not the highest producer of oil in America. It's Texas. Yeah, Texas is not number one, it's not number two, it's not number two in American economy. California is. And what does California live on? Their major thing is agriculture and knowledge. That is what Nigeria can do. Because we have knowledge, we have people, we have talent, and we have room for agriculture. If you look at our poorest states, we have states like Niger, we have states like Borno, we have states like Taraba. They are among the 10 poorest states we have in Nigeria. Those 3 states can turn around Nigeria. Just 3 of them can make Nigeria richer from the money they get from exports. We could do a lot. They can feed Nigeria. He said about price of goods not increasing in Nigeria because they're not increasing. We're not producing anything. That's why your price, because you're importing everything. That's why it's even talking. I'll talk about importation. They're not producing anything. Niger State is 76.3 thousand square kilometers of land. They have vast land, more fertile land that can feed Nigeria. Netherlands, without water, is 33,000. Netherlands export of agricultural material last year is $120 billion. We earn from oil about 15, 16 billion. So they earn from agriculture 8 times what we earn from oil. And we have a state that is 2.5 times their size, Niger State. And they did nothing. They were sharing that small money from oil. Imagine if Niger State contributed just 5% of what Netherlands was able to do. 5% of it is $6 billion. Total money Netherlands, Niger State gets from oil sharing is about maximum 50 billion. If they had done 5% of what Netherlands did, 5%, just 5%, for having 2.5 times their land, if you use 650 today to times $6 billion, $6 billion, it will give you 3.9 trillion. Netherlands budget.
Thank you. Thank you.
The budget, 1 minute. The budget of Niger State. Budget of Niger State is not up to 5% of that. Budget of Niger State, the 5% of that is just 190 billion naira. Their budget is not up to that. It's a consumption country. Taraba that is quarreling with everybody poverty. Kakasara poverty. Taraba that is quarreling with Taraba is 54.4 thousand square kilometers. Taraba is bigger than Belgium and Israel combined. Belgium is 30.9. Israel is 22.1. Two of them are 53. Taraba is 54.4. And they are looking for food. Because they are not doing anything. So we must change the country. The country is not doing anything. Taraba can grow flour. Flour is being grown in Kenya. They have over 500 million export of flour. There's nothing in cultivating flour. Any rocket science? No. Even the one we use for Valentine here will be up to $50 million. We have the population. They can grow coffee. They can grow tea. We're not growing that. And we are complaining. We're talking about oil. We don't need oil. Oil should stay where they produce it. Let's go to the other side and produce other wealth. And we change the country and employ labor. So that's what we need to do. Borno State is 70.9 thousand square kilometers. That is lying waste everywhere. People are, because when you produce agriculture, you don't have processing and manufacturing. That's what creates job. That's why people are looking for job. Simple. Indonesia is 260 million. They have less than 5 employments. In a Muslim country like ours, their people. Our total export, with including that year oil last year, is 18.9 trillion naira. If you divide it by 650, it's under $30 billion. Vietnam, half of our population, 100 million, living on 931,000 square kilometers of land, which is land size. Total export, over $350 billion. You couldn't do 10%. That's why you have challenge. That's you can't feed yourself. You can feed yourself. 4 billion people. And they still feed themselves and they export. And we have more land than India. Because India lives on 3.2 million square kilometers of land. And 1.4 billion. We have almost 1 million square kilometers of land. And we have a third of their land and 1/7 of their population. So we have more land. We have to stop this. That's all me and Daddy wants to do. With this team you see here, is to change the country. We're not asking for anything. As we end, my dear people, I just want to appeal to you. It's not the issue of we must stop this mess. He talked about ports. Nigeria is port all over the place. As president, why is Port Harcourt port not working? Port Harcourt Port, what is keeping Singapore all the money we say today? Singapore earns 10 times the revenue we earn from oil from port services. Why can't we do the same thing? We're just asking not to even earn what they're earning. We want to earn just 20% of what they're earning. Develop Lagos Port, develop Port Harcourt Port, develop Ibaka in Akwa Ibom, develop the one in Paisa, develop it everywhere. There's so many things you can do that will create jobs. We want Nigeria to be export-led. And if you're going to be export-led, you develop the ports, you develop everywhere. That is what we are doing. That's how we are going to start education, teaching people. People will not be in school, getting job, doing everything. Today you're learning engineering, nothing to learn engineering. You don't have computer, you don't have anything. These are things we want to change. The only way we can change them is to have leadership that know. I and Dati have said next year's election should not be by tribe or ethnicity. No tribe buys bread cheaper. Everybody suffering. It should not be by religion. Nobody buys bread cheaper. No religion. If you like, pray from here. If you like today, pray from here till morning. If you want to pray, I will give you bread. You must pay for it. If you don't pay for it, the owner will catch you as a thief. Prayers is important when you are productive. Otherwise, everybody will be thrown into poverty. We want prayers that will make us productive. It will not be by my turn. It is your turn to take back your country. Next year's election will be based on three things. One, people we can trust. These are some of the things I want to stop. No more dancing and music. Let's sort out this problem. So we know where we are. We must sort out this problem. We cannot continue this way. 133 million people living in a country and are poor out of 200. When we have other big countries like China, how can Nigeria have more people living in poverty than China that is 1.4 billion, than India that is 1.4 billion? Every other big country like ours are doing well except us. What happened to us? That is why you people must join hands for us to stop this. It is not for you to go and say, it's not my business, they're going to give me 5,000. 5,000 for what? For what? You should be able to tell them that this time around, now 5,000 will go chop up. Because the part of money we steal, we will take government and will come for you to give us the balance. Because we cannot continue. We want a government.
Thank you. Wait.
Just wait.
I like your enthusiasm, but
next year we want election to elect somebody with character, somebody who is competent, somebody who is committed, and most importantly, this job is about people who have physical and mental energy. It's not a retirement home. Thank you and God bless you.
Are you